Alrighty, what's up, folks? So we are back at 4 o'clock in the morning, bright and early. I'm gonna go ahead and grab me some more animal fat to, clog my veins and arteries with. I'm gonna grab some bacon and eggs that will do some of the same. And let's see what else I can do here. You know what? Let's go ahead and make some more. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make some more murky, or boiled water, rather. I want like 20 more of this. So 4 is about 3 minutes. And then from there, I want to make some boiled meat. Okay, so that'll do for that. Let me go ahead and put some of that away. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and munch on these real quick to get my food back up. My water won't actually be as much of an issue because boiled meat gives you the same amount of food and water. So if you can kind of get them balanced out, and then you start relying on boiled meat, that takes care of the issue a little bit. And the boiled meats that I'll be eating later today will take care of the will absolutely take care of the health that I've lost from eating the animal fat. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna stress over it. Matter of fact, I can take that off there now. So I don't need a lot of iron off of this. Just a little bit. Just a little bit will do. And then from here, I'm going to need to do a little bit of digging. I need a little bit of clay soil so I can keep making some cobblestone rocks, because I don't believe I have quite enough. I didn't grab the cobblestone rocks out of the container, unfortunately, but that's okay. Now, the horde base that I have in mind... Well, actually, no. I won't talk about the horde base yet. I'll talk about my horde settings. At the beginning of the playthrough, I mentioned that I would talk about the horde settings, and I was thinking I would do that while I was building the horde base, but I'll probably speed that up. So the way I decided to set up my my horde settings is I set it up on 5 days rather than 7. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I play on 90-minute days. Now, the game is actually balanced in such a way that if you play on the default settings, that's the intended experience they want you to have. They want you to have a horde every 7 days when you're on 60-minute days. So essentially every 7 hours. However, the problem becomes if you start playing 60 or 90-minute days instead, then you have an extra half hour every single day. So instead of 7 hours in between each of your horde nights, what you essentially get is 10 and a half. So you have a lot more time to prepare for a horde, and it's not nearly as resource intensive. It's not nearly as scary if you do 7 days for your hordes when you're running 90-minute days. So it's just not nearly as good. So what I ended up doing is I was like, okay, so it's 60-minute days, 7 days for the horde. That's 420 minutes for every horde on default settings. And so I mathed it out such that, okay, so how can I get as close to 420 on a 90-minute day? And it actually mathed out pretty well to be 5 days. 5 days on 90 minutes is 450 minutes. So that's only 30 more minutes for me to prepare for the horde than the normal standard settings would allow for. So I'm not really getting a whole lot of extra time, and I'm getting a pretty decent experience. So that's why I set up the settings for the game regarding the the blood moon settings and all of that. That's why I set those up the way that I did. I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't know about you guys, but you know, that's just the way I felt it made sense to do it. That and with all the horde knights being multiples of 5, I basically I don't have to worry about, like, you know, your 5th horde knight. You're like, okay, is this a horde knight or not? And it's like, is it day 34? Is it day 35? Is it day 36? I don't know. Eventually it gets so far up, it's like, you know, is this a multiple of 7? I don't know. Whereas with if it's a multiple of 5, I mean, it's real simple to know if it's horde knight or not. Does the day number end in 5 or 0? If it ends in a 5 or a 0, it's a horde knight. If it doesn't, then it's not. So it's real simple for me to keep track of that stuff. How much more clay do I want to get? I might as well gather clay until the trader opens, I guess. That makes sense. Then you know, if I have extra, that's fine. It's better to have cobblestone and not need it than to need it and not have it. Because if you need it and you don't have it, that's a real big problem. Oh, is that a real big problem? Let's go ahead and start making some of the cobblestone. Make like 250. That'll take a few minutes. And I will cover all of this up later, so that it doesn't look absolutely ugly and awful at my base. How much iron do I have? 588? You know what? Yeah, because I've already made my hatches, so yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be enough. At least I sure as hell hope that'll be enough. If it's not, well, ugh, that's not gonna be a fun time. And ideally, I would have a claw hammer by now, but yeah, that's not happening. So building is going to be a little bit slow, which is why I really have to make sure I have all the supplies that I'm going to need before I go over there. Do I have enough wood? Ooh, I might not have enough wood. I might have to cut down a couple trees in that. Well, I'll definitely have to cut down a couple of trees in the area. So that's fine. As a matter of fact, alright, yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Okay, so where do I want to set up my... Oh, God, what the hell? What are you doing over here, my friend? No. I don't know what a spider zombie's doing over here, but I cannot have that. And you are going to be the first victim of my sledgehammer, my friend. And if the fire doesn't finish you off, I will go ahead and give you a power attack to finish you off. Really? That didn't finish you. That surprises me a little. Oh, he died to the flames. Okay, that works for me.
Trader Joel's is now open.
Thank you, Trader Joel. He's actually Trader Hugh. Okay, so that is where I am heading. Right over that way. So, without any further ado, I will go ahead and eat one more. Well, I'll just eat the rest of this animal fat real quick. Eat a boiled meat to offset the health that I lost. And, alright, I wanted to check the workbench real quick. Because I did get the schematic, I believe I got the schematic in this playthrough, for iron tools. No, I did not. Okay, I guess it wasn't in this playthrough. It must have been in my, Ramiro test playthrough. I've only gone to, like, day 3 or 4 in that game, I think. But, yeah, I found some nice stuff in there. Alright, so let me make my way on over to where I will be building the horde base. And I will see you guys when I get there. Hopefully nothing awful happens to me on the way there. Oh, hey. So here we are. It's actually the little crater where I made that pillar before to deal with the mountain lions earlier. So that's very nice. Let's go ahead and chop down a couple of trees, and I will see you guys when I am done with that. Or at least I would, you know, if the lumberjacks will let me. Get out of here, fool. I ain't got time for your ish. Okay, back to cutting down trees. Oakley dokley, folks. So I have cleared all of the big trees and major rocks in the area, and I believe I basically understand where I want this all to go down. So let me just pick up a couple of. Oh, I guess I can smash those rocks as well. But basically, the way Horde Nights have gone in my experience, I want my Horde, the entrance essentially, to line up with one of the 4 cardinal directions. So either east, north, west, or south. Now, something that I do want them to do is I want the zombies. There's going to be something that I'm going to be doing later with the zombies, where I'm going to want them to be flying off of my horde base and hopefully into this water, because if they drop from too high of a height and hit solid ground, they will go into what is known as a rage mode, which I've seen and you know, explained and demonstrated several times before. And once they do that on Horde Night, they will actually get really mad and just like randomly attack blocks, which is really annoying. So I want to avoid that, but I still want them flying off. And I think this lake will do the trick. I've not really researched this or tested it or anything. But since I want them to be flying off in this direction, I want them to be flying off to the left from where I'm going to be standing. That means that I need to line up with the west. So, as such, I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. Do I want this to be 3 wide or 5 wide? I guess I'll do it 5 wide. That makes sense to me. Which unfortunately means I'm going to have to dig out a little bit of the snow, but that won't take too long. And I will clean this up and make it look nice and pretty later. Oof, some of this might slow me down a little bit. A little bit more than I would like. Okay, so here is the basic idea. I want this to be long enough to support essentially a corridor. This goes back to, you know, like some old-fashioned medieval castle designs, where you want something called a killing corridor. You want to force your enemies to go into an area where it is very easy and very efficient for you to kill them. Okay. And so the idea... Will that be long enough? You know what? No, I think that needs to be a little bit longer. I will say something like this. Yep, this'll do. Okay. So, I am going to go ahead and build this up, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. I just need to do a quick little mock-up and see if everything would work out the way I want it to. So I will see you guys when this is all done. And actually, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this lumberjack, because otherwise he's gonna pester me at a time that is going to be most inconvenient for me. So, lumberjack friend, you need to just cease and desist your activities in this area, including living. You're not permitted to live in this area, my friend. I'm sorry, but you're just not. Get out of here. Oh, hey, and that got me a level up too. Okay, cool. So anyways, I will see you guys when I am done with the building and such. And I just realized that I've had my mic muted that entire time, so we're gonna go ahead and skip a good bit of that. But yeah, obviously I forgot my building supplies. I forgot my cobblestone and all of that good stuff. So I had to quickly come back and grab it. I don't think I'll be needing any of these things. No, I shouldn't be needing any of that. I should probably go ahead and bring some of that with me. Bring those and that. It would be a good idea to have one of those with me. Am I going to need any of this stuff? Probably not. No. No, I shouldn't need any of that. Do I have repair kits, however? They're on me. Okay, good. That is good. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab some of that. We'll grab some more of the food. And head back to the base. But yeah, ideally we don't want to be spending a whole lot of time running back and forth. I want to get this built as quickly as possible. I only have 12 hours in-game in order to build up everything that I need to. And it's going to take a little while with this stone axe. Unfortunately, I do not have a claw hammer. That would have made my life a million times easier. Or at least, like, probably make this twice as fast. But, it is what it is. I can't really do a whole lot about it now. And once I have a little bit more of the base created, I will kind of explain its function and how it works. It's not a terribly creative base. It is all about function over form. And it's something that people who have watched a lot of 7 Days to Die will have seen before, I am quite sure. It's a very simple and yet very effective horde base, which is why a lot of people use it. So I will see you guys in just a bit when this is done. Okay, so, minor thing. I may have just had the life scared out of me by a danged spider, but don't mind that. threw my mouse on the floor, my mouse pad on the floor, the clipboard that all of that is resting on, because I'm playing on a laptop that's you know, on the couch and everything. So I mean, oof. I threw nearly everything but the laptop itself on the floor. It started crawling on the from the side of the couch up over to my clipboard and very nearly made it onto the mouse, or rather on my hand that is on the mouse. And yeah, I may have freaked the hell out, especially because it was a larger spider. It was not some small itty bitty thing that I would just spend that's the size of an ant that I mean, if something that small were to crawl in my hand, I would definitely be freaked out, but I would you know, just flick it off and be done with it. But that spider was not ant sized, not at all. Anyways, I think I've more or less built up enough of this to kind of go over the basic idea of what it is, why it's designed this way, and what it will hopefully do. So this base is essentially known as a, how would I call it? It's a jump sledge hatch base, which kind of sounds funky and maybe a little vague and not quite descriptive of what it's actually supposed to be. But I will very quickly go ahead and, well, let me hop up here real quick and see. Yeah, this, if I'm making this even. Okay, so yeah, we need to put these in here, and I will go ahead and put these in here. Now, the only reason a lot of this base is never going to get touched, all the interior blocks, all of like this stuff, it will never get touched. The only reason that I want to upgrade them at all is because I really don't trust the structural integrity of just plain frames. I would at least prefer to have them at level 1 wood, just so that they aren't, you know, able to be literally smashed in a single swipe of a zombie. But yeah, all I'm really going to need to upgrade with cobblestone is anything that's on the exterior here. So what this is the basic premise of this is that I put in, and these stairs will make sense later, but I put in stairs and I put in a thing here. So this is going to narrow here. And so what's going to happen is the zombies are going to be forced to stop, jump up to this block, stop again, and then jump up to this block. So what essentially is going to happen, and then of course I need to, well, I still need to do that, and then we are going to go ahead and put a ramp on here. And I need a very specific orientation, this one right here. And then actually from there, I need to get up on top of this. So that I can then do essentially the same thing. Right there. And what this does, very simply, is it forces all of the zombies right up here, and then it forces them to bunch up. And no matter how many zombies there are, only 1 or 2 are going to be able to jump up here at a time, and only 1 or 2 are going to be able to jump up to here at a time. So it basically forces them to come at you one at a time. It's kind of an old...